Hey everybody, how you doing? This is Mike McGuire, State Senator, and I know I don't need to say this, but times are tough. So many are trying to stay healthy. And many in our community, well, they're struggling financially due to the economic fallout from the coronavirus. And you know what? The Sequoia Park Zoo, it's no different. The zoo's expenses, they've actually remained the same. They still have the same hard costs like vet bills and feed costs, and they have to keep up their exhibits. But their revenues, the zoo's revenues have dropped dramatically. We need your help now more than ever to be able to invest in these amazing creatures that are the heart of the best small zoo in America. We know so many of you are getting hit up a lot right now, but we're going to ask you and your family to step up for the animals, to step up for this community treasure that we all love, the Sequoia Park Zoo. Thank you so much for tuning in, and thank you for standing strong for the zoo and for our animals.
Hi everyone, welcome to our first ever virtual Zootini event. My name is Lee Pierre-Otker. I'm the Executive Director of the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation. On behalf of our zoo staff, our board of directors, and our amazing flamingos, we welcome you to this magical place. While we can't be together, we still wanted to bring you here to be able to show you how special this place is to us, and we know how special it is to you. I want to take this opportunity to say a huge thank you to our donors and supporters. Over the last few months, even in these challenging times, you've shown tremendous generosity, and we couldn't be more grateful. I hope you have a wonderful time with us tonight, and we thank you again for being part of our wonderful zoo family.
Good evening and welcome to the 14th annual Zootini here at the Sequoia Park Zoo. I'm Mike Dearden, your Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation Board President. We here at the Sequoia Park Zoo are so excited and humbled to be able to bring you a little bits and pieces of our zoo to your homes at this virtual event. This is the first time we're able to put this thing together, and we really hope each and every one of you enjoy this and are able to re-engage with us here at the zoo and have a wonderful time with us and our friends here at the Sequoia Park Zoo. As we bring you this one-of-a-kind experience, please keep in mind Zootini has been our #1 fundraiser of the year, supporting the Sequoia Park Zoo and our foundation. Your money helps support the zoo and our work year-round. We could not do this without your support, and we appreciate each and every hard-earned dollar that you're able to give to support us. Don't forget to register for the Zoo-exclusive auction as we get ready to bid on some amazing items from your mobile device.
Welcome to Zootini. My name is Gretchen Ziegler. I'm the Zoo Director at Sequoia Park Zoo, and we are so excited to have you here at Zootini. We've never done a virtual event before, so we're kind of excited to see how it goes. Hopefully next year we'll have you back in person to celebrate our beautiful zoo in the heart of Eureka. On behalf of all of our zoo friends, both human and animal, we miss you and we hope to see you back again at the zoo soon.
Welcome to the 14th annual Zootini. Thank you for providing support here at our local zoo. The zoo is a great community asset that's been around for well over 100 years. It just provides such community building. It allows for kids to come here and provide wildlife education and conservation. It's also a huge asset for the zoo for tourism. It's visited by everybody from outside of the area. Thank you for joining us, and we really appreciate the support, and enjoy your cocktail.
Thank you for joining us this evening for Zootini as a virtual event. Zoo staff have been hard at work developing zoo-exclusive auction items and content for you to enjoy from the comfort of your own home. I'm Ashley Mobley, Director of Marketing and Events for the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation. I also serve as Secretary of the Marketing Committee for the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, also known as AZA. I represent our zoo and small zoos across the United States and internationally for the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. It is my honor to introduce Eureka City Mayor Susan Seaman and hear what she has to say about both our zoo and the Association of Zoos and Aquariums. We are AZA.
I have so many happy memories at Sequoia Park Zoo from the 30 years that I've lived in this community. Recently, we've been hearing about exciting new expansion plans to create an experience that visitors will want to flock to, including the Redwood Skywalk, which is currently under construction. The thing that makes me most proud to have our zoo here, though, is not necessarily about any specific experience I've had. It's that over the years, I've watched the zoo grow into something more significant than simply a fun day out for the family. In 1995, the Sequoia Park Zoo received accreditation from the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, which assures us that our staff is working in the best interest of conservation and education. Accreditation's not handed out easily. Our staff is committed to our animals and our environment, and they have to continue to prove their commitment to hold this designation, one that's shared by the San Diego Zoo and Monterey Bay Aquarium. I know that when I come to the zoo, I enjoy my time even more knowing that the care of our animals is prioritized.
By supporting AZA accredited facilities, they can be confident because of the accreditation standards that they're supporting organizations that do the best animal care, the best animal health, the best conservation programs, the best education programs.
AZA allows us to all come together and share our successes and our failures, to learn from each other and to do better, because we have to act fast in order to save wildlife.
By supporting AZA accredited facilities, we are able to make that institution stronger, which makes what we do stronger, which makes the outcome even better.
We are more than an education and an entertainment facility. We are a conservation organization. We are the Association of Zoos and Aquariums, 230 strong accredited members.
We go to work every day to protect our precious wildlife.
We are advocates and defenders.
We are champions and friends.
We are AZA.
Volunteer, advocate,
and share.
We are AZA. Join us.
Join us. Join us.
Join us.
Join us. Sequoia Park Zoo inspires conservation of the natural world by instilling wonder, respect, and passion for wildlife.
Good evening. I'm Kate Baldwin, Zoo Activities Coordinator. As many of you may know, Sequoia Park Zoo is committed to a wide variety of conservation efforts, from local programs right here in Humboldt to global efforts across the world. Your generous support helps fund each of these unique conservation opportunities. As you register for the auction, I would like to take a moment to pass the virtual microphone to the new Director of Conservation and Research at Sequoia Park Zoo, Dr. Ruth Mock.
Hi everybody. Thank you so much for joining us tonight for this amazing virtual fundraiser for the zoo. It's our biggest fundraiser of the year, and we really appreciate you coming out to support what we're doing. You might recognize me. I'm here at the zoo a lot, but I'm here as Zookeeper Ruth, so I am excited to have multiple roles where I can really be involved in the important work that we're doing here at the zoo. So thanks everyone for coming. We're excited really that we get to do this in a virtual setting because we get to reach so many more people. And I'm pretty sure everyone can get behind the zoo's mission and would want to support it. So the part of our mission that gets me really excited and that I love talking to people about is inspiring conservation of the natural world. And I can't think of a better place to get to talk about that than here at the Bald Eagle exhibit. The bald eagle is really emblematic of the success we can have as a team when we work together to save species. The bald eagle is our national symbol. It has been since the 1700s. we used to have over 100,000 nesting pairs of bald eagles in our continent. And we almost lost the bald eagle. It was multiple factors that went into that. They lost a lot of their food resources, but what really was a huge problem was in the 1950s and 60s when we introduced the pesticide DDT. DDT was not meant to harm eagles. It was introduced to treat mosquitoes. So how in the world did that impact our bald eagles? Unfortunately, the runoff from that spray got into our water. It was absorbed into our fish. And the bald eagles really rely on those fish populations to survive. So they were eating those fish, and DDT really weakened the eggshell of the bald eagle. So they weren't able to raise their chicks to the full hatching size, and we were down to a little over 400 nesting pairs of bald eagles. But working together through regulation, putting in better protections for eagles. We've had them protected for a long time under the Migratory Bird Act, but the Bald Eagle Act in the 40s, and then the Endangered Species Act, and finally banning DDT really helped us bring bald eagles back from the brink of extinction. And it took a lot of work, and it took a lot of people coming together to make that happen. And we did it. The bald eagle is officially delisted. It is not threatened with extinction. It's an amazing success story in the United States, and we want to do it again. We want to keep doing this. We want to save species, not just locally, but across the world. And you can help us do that. Your donations tonight are helping our zoo participate in these amazing programs. Right now we're working really hard to bring a new population of the California condor up to the redwoods, back to their historic range up here. The zoo has been working with so many other organizations to make this happen, including you all. Your support coming to the zoo makes it happen through our Quarters for Conservation program, for instance. A quarter of every admission goes into a conservation project, and we've been funding this condor project now for several years. But we're working with Oregon Zoo, we're working with Oakland Zoo, Department of Fish and Wildlife, California Fish and Wildlife, Yurok Tribe. We need everybody on board to be successful, and we want you to join us. We're very excited. Together as a team, we're going to make it happen. So whether you're joining us tonight with Zootini as a fundraiser from afar, or you're coming every day to the zoo and supporting our conservation fund with your visit, you can make an impact. We have our conservation grant program where we're funding researchers doing conservation work. That comes out of your admission. We have our Quarters for Conservation program, like I already spoke about. That's helping fund on-the-ground conservation projects, including the Condor Project, but we're helping species all across the world. And we want to thank you for coming tonight. We hope that you'll help us carry out our mission, and hope that we'll be seeing you in person soon.
Thank you for sharing with us, Zookeeper Ruth. I hope everyone had the chance to set up their auction information and you're ready to bid. We are so excited for the incredible featured auction items and grateful for the generosity of our supporters and sponsors. Without further ado, here is our special guest auctioneer, Senator Mike McGuire.
Well, good evening again, everybody. I hope you are feeling good. I'm feeling good. Let me hear you. Clap a little bit if you're feeling good. We are raising some money for the animals tonight. We want to welcome you once again to Zootini. Let's get this party started with auction lot number one. Here we go. Stomp that feet. Auction lot number one is a big one. We're going to be sending you and your entire family all the way to Sun River, Oregon. 6 nights, 7 days of spectacular vacation bliss. And let's just be honest, we all desperately need a vacation right now. It's been stressful. There's been a lot of anxiety, and we want to send you somewhere safe where your entire family is going to enjoy the trip. So let's get right to it. Your first 4 days, it's going to be in gorgeous Sun River, Oregon. If you've never been there, it is absolutely spectacular. You've got a ton of water activity, a lot of outdoor activity and hiking and biking. You got golf courses, amazing shopping. You like breweries. There are a ton of them in Sun River. And the house that you're going to be staying at is just minutes away from everything. That's right. We're going to be giving you this spectacular vacation rental house. 2 stories. You need a hot tub? We're going to give you a hot tub. You need a deck? Big old deck on this thing with a gorgeous view. And it sleeps 8 people. My screen is shaking because I'm so excited. So your first 4 days, Sun River, Oregon. Your last 2 days, we're going to be sending you to Bend, Oregon for an ATV adventure. This is so cool. You and your family are going to have these brand new Polaris ATVs. You're going to be going out with a guide into the wilderness. We're going to be sending you up to this spectacular point where you're going to be able to see Mount Bachelor. You're going to be able to see the Cascades, the Three Sisters, Mount Washington, and ancient lava flows. 6 nights, 7 days with your entire family, or you can just leave them behind and go with your squeeze. The beautiful state of Oregon. Make sure you bid and bid often.
Hi, my name is John Ash, and I'm an architect, and I was asked several years ago to join the board to kind of help with the design of all the new things that are being built at this zoo. This is one of the smallest zoos in the United States, but it has more exciting attractions than many zoos 10 times its size. We're building a new skywalk that'll take us through an ancient redwood forest. We're building a bear exhibit. What we already have in place is award-winning. The zoo is really dedicated to both children and older adults like me. So there's nobody that doesn't participate in this zoo. And it's just such a welcoming thing to have. I've got 3 great-grandchildren that come here for zoo camp. It's a wonderful place, and it needs your support. It really needs your support. So I hope you can dig deep in your pockets and help out with the growth of this zoo for the kids and for old ones like me. Thank you very much.
We're excited to introduce U.S. Congressman Jared Huffman with a special message about Sequoia Park Zoo.
What do I love most about the Sequoia Park Zoo? Well, first of all, it's a jewel hidden in Eureka. Many people haven't discovered it, but it's a spectacular little zoo. And I took my family there a couple years ago, we were admiring the red panda exhibit, and my daughter said, "Hey, it looks to me like that red panda could escape." And we kind of laughed it off. But a week later, the red panda escaped, and they had to find it, and they corrected that problem. So don't worry about the red panda escaping, but do go to the Sequoia Park Zoo because it's amazing.
Hi, I'm Kurt Cahoon, and I'm the project manager with Greenway Partners, standing in front of the future Redwood Skywalk project. So we've been involved at the zoo for the last 7 years. Starting in 2013, we led the Watershed Heroes project successfully, working with the design team from Studio Hanson Roberts. On this project, we're bringing together a really compelling design for the ascent ramp, which will take you to a launch deck about 30 feet off the ground, which will take you into a 650-foot journey through the treetops that we're building with our partner Synergo out of Portland, Oregon. We're really excited about this project. It's been in the making for over a decade. Lots of thinking about it and planning about it and design and budget and fundraising, and folks like you at Zootini are a big part of raising money for this project. Really appreciate your support over all these years and can't wait to see everybody out on the Skywalk. So one of our big objectives on this project was to make it as accessible as possible for everybody, and we've gone to considerable length and expense and challenges to overcome on the design and on the construction side to make it a universally accessible experience for everybody. So you'll have the experience if you're disabled or in a wheelchair or have difficulty walking, seeing, or hearing, to have full access to this facility. You'll be about 100 feet off the ground at the highest tree and at the highest platform, and you'll have all the experiences everyone else will have.
I hope that got you all excited for the Redwood Skywalk. Speaking of redwoods, our next guest is someone who makes their home in the incredible old growth trees, and zookeeper Natalie is going to tell you all about her.
So I remember the first time I came through the redwood forest and feeling so inspired to look up. They're so magical, the big tall trees, and when you look up you can't help but think about what other things might be in that beautiful, unique ecosystem. And as a student at HSU, one of the species that we talked about the most in our area that has such an amazing relationship with the beautiful sequoia forest and the redwoods is this beautiful creature. So meet Winky, our northern spotted owl. So if you ever see a spotted owl, you're very lucky. And even better if you see them on your property, because that means somewhere near you, it's an indicator that there are some of the tallest, oldest trees in the world, the redwoods, right? So Winky, being a northern spotted owl, they're endemic to our area, which means they're very picky about where they want to have their nesting grounds. And picky meaning they only pick the tallest, most beautiful trees in the world. So how wonderful that we have such a wonderful creature and unique creature here at Sequoia Park Zoo. I also love that when people come visit Winky at Sequoia Park Zoo, she sleeps facing the forest, and oftentimes she'll turn her head and look at you, but people don't realize that she's not turning her whole body, she's only turning her head. And she's inspired a lot of people to take photos of her, and I often wonder how much they realize that she actually has her head on backwards in those photos, which I always get a little giggle out of. So developing amazing sight, developing the ability to move my head. And then, if that wasn't enough, they've developed silent flight. So this predator is up in the redwood trees. She's a lay and wait predator. So she just goes out on the branch and she waits until that moment that she sees something really far away, and she can just take off and catch it in flight or pick it up off of a branch, and completely silent because they've developed feathers on their primaries, or where their flight feathers are, where it looks like a serrated comb. So if you get a feather and you look at it, it looks like someone's cut little slits in it. And that's just so she can still get the lift, but she doesn't have the noise like some of our other bigger birds here at Sequoia Park Zoo, or the ravens and things in our area, that we can actually hear them when they take off. So owls have developed silent flights to be great predators. They are at night so that there's less competition. They have huge, beautiful eyes that inspire questions from people about why are their eyes so big, and no wonder they can see so well at night. They have a direct relationship with the redwoods because they like to only have the oldest, tallest trees in the world. They're pretty amazing because they're one of the few owl species that are monogamous. So when they find a mate, they actually will mate for life. And unfortunately, some of the things I've mentioned are why they are a species of concern. So there's a lot of conservation efforts going towards Winkie and northern spotted owls because, as you know, in our area, we've lost a lot of the old growth redwoods, but also because there's more competition with another owl that has moved in called the barred owl. So Winkie and other spotted owls, they don't stay with their partners year around, but they meet at the same nest every year. And if they show up at their nest and it's not there because that redwood tree is no longer there, or they show up at their nest and their partner doesn't show up, or even worse, they show up at their nest with their partner ready to breed and there's already an owl, the barred owl, living there, they just won't breed that year. And so they might try to come back to the nesting grounds a couple of times, but if the tree's gone or if the nest has been taken over, they just will stop trying to breed. And so unfortunately their numbers have dwindled really fast. But again, as a student, I was inspired to learn about all the conservation efforts here in Eureka. Not only do our elementary school students, our high school students, and our college students learn about this species, but how neat and wonderful the opportunity to learn about her and then to come to Sequoia Park Zoo and get to meet a spotted owl. Because oftentimes you learn about animals and you don't get to see them directly. And those are some of the reasons why I think that Winkie is so special and unique for our zoo.
Thank you for introducing us to Winkie, Zookeeper Natalie. Before we get to our next featured auction item, we would like to invite you to take a little break, maybe refresh your beverage, and enjoy this Red Panda Teeny drink tutorial.
Okay, well, welcome back to another one of my favorite parts of the night, another cocktail. So tonight, this cocktail is our Red Panda Teeny. For all of you who bought those bags, again, thank you so much. Again, hopefully you have all of your supplies in front of you, and maybe you've already had one. If not, get ready to. These are amazing. Yes, I've had them in the past. Yes, I will have them again. Our Red Panda Teeny is incredibly popular and one of those zoo exclusive cocktails that we've been offering here at Zootini for years, and now through the virtual world, you guys can have them at home. All right, folks, we got all our supplies together. Let's make ourselves a Red Panda Teeny. We got our trusty shaker here. We got some ice inside. We're gonna start off with 1 part Humboldt Distillery vodka. Boy, this is the good stuff. Next, 1 part Malibu rum. Man, smelling good. I know all of you have enjoyed these things individually, and now hopefully you guys will all enjoy them in a new concoction. Next, some peach schnapps. 1 part. Saving some leftovers from our blue otter water, a little lime juice, 1 part. And last, we'll put the red in our Red Panda Teeny, some cranberry juice, 4 parts. If you're feeling a little bit sassy, make it 2 parts. All right. And for all of you who've been on the couch for a little while, sitting in your favorite chairs, enjoying yourselves, it's exercise time. Put your shaker together. Let's shake it up. And look at that. As soon as this happens, our otters are excited. I'm excited. I know all of you are excited at home. I can't wait to, yes, I will be having a taste of this. Again, this is our Red Panda Teeny, one of our signature cocktails for the past few years here at Zootini. Wow. Again, beautiful, red, frothy. Strain the ice. Get our little Zootini martini glass. And for all of you who have your bags at home, I know you've had these out. This is probably not your first cocktail. It certainly won't be your last, and it won't be mine either. Look at the color in that. That is awesome. Now we're going to garnish with a beautiful little strawberry. Ladies and gentlemen, our Red Panda Teeny. Cheers. I need another drink. Thank you guys. Enjoy your evening.
Wow, Mike, that looks delicious. Cheers. Well, whatever your beverage of choice, I hope that you are comfortable and ready to bid. Get excited, everyone. Here's Senator McGuire with our next featured auction item.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, here we go. This is auction lot number 2, and it is a zoo exclusive. That's right, a zoo exclusive. You're not going to find this auction lot anywhere else in the entire world except right here at the Sequoia Park Zoo's big Zootini event. Here's how it's going to work. Number 1, we're going to make you a zookeeper for the day. You're going to feed the animals. You're going to train the animals. You may have to pick up a little poop, but you're going to have a fantastic time working with the animals for the entire day. Number 2, you're going to paint with the red pandas. That's right, times are tough here at the Sequoia Park Zoo, and we got to make sure that the animals earn their keep. So the red pandas, they're artistic, they like to paint. I'm not kidding you, they like to paint. So you're going to be painting your masterpiece with the red pandas. They're going to help you do it. I'm not kidding you, they like to paint. Number 3, here's the cool piece. We are going to be giving you breakfast with the beast. Not just for you and your squeeze, but you're going to have the time of your life with 10 people with breakfast with the beast. You and 9 of your guests are going to enter the Sequoia Park Zoo before it opens. We're going to give you an amazing breakfast with all the fixins. You're going to be able to see the exhibits, and you're going to work with zookeeper Ruth to be able to feed the otters and go check out the otters as they wake up and before they get their cappuccino. They could be a little grumpy, but it's all good. So you get to be zookeeper of the day. You get to be able to create art with the red pandas, and we're going to give you breakfast with the beast for 10 people. Bid early and bid often.
The Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation has been the love of my life since I retired. I had nothing to do. My wife didn't want me around the house, so what did I do? I formed the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation some 14 years ago, and look what we've done up to date. It's a fantastic zoo with great animals, and encourage everybody to come see the zoo more often than you have been, because you'll miss something if you don't come often. And my wife would like to say a word.
Thank you for supporting the zoo. Keep it up so he leaves home.
Thank you.
Here in Humboldt County, we have so many special and talented individuals that make up our community. It is my pleasure to introduce Eureka City Council member Kim Burgell.
Hey friends, this is City Council member Kim Burgell, and I love Sequoia Park Zoo. I grew up about 5 blocks from the zoo, and I remember peacocks and pink popcorn, and just the magic that always was at the zoo. And the gift of the zoo for me is that, you know, my father used to go to the zoo when he was a kid. He was born the same year as Bill the Chimp. And And now being able to bring my own children to the zoo and enjoy the many, many opportunities there are now that weren't there before, you know, and I just, I am so grateful. One of my favorite memories is taking my son there with Rotary for a cleanup and watching my son with his little wheelbarrow at age 4, picking weeds and doing those sorts of things to prepare for the flamingo and the crested screamers exhibit. And just being a part of the zoo family, and that's certainly what it feels like at Sequoia Park Zoo. It feels like a family, and I love being a part of it, and I am grateful for this opportunity. Thank you so much for supporting our zoo and supporting our future. I'm excited about the Skywalk and look forward to all the many awesome things that are happening. Take good care, wear a mask, wash your hands, and we'll see you soon.
What an amazing opportunity for anyone who wants to experience what it takes to be a zookeeper. And for a sneak peek at what exactly a zookeeper does, here's Lindsay to give you a little preview. Jack. Target. X. X. Target. X. X. All right, now this is fine, huh? Target. X. Square up a little bit. X. X. Look. X. X. Look. Okay, we're gonna end it right there. Good job, Jack. Good job, bud. I'm zookeeper Lindsay, and I'm here with our red pandas and our Indian muntjac in the back there. His name's Jack, and you just watched me do a brief training session with him. Training is a very important part of our job. Not only does it help us take care of the animals, but it helps build a long-term and lasting relationship based on respect. We always utilize positive reinforcement-based training, meaning essentially they get a yummy reward or a fun toy or something they find valuable for engaging with us, for participating with us. And overall, as you can see, it has become a desirable task for these animals. It's mentally stimulating, and they get lots and lots of reinforcers, or those rewards I mentioned. Jack here has been with Sequoia Park Zoo for quite a while now, something like 8 or 9 years. He's going to be 15 in September. And what we just did was working on a little bit of a voluntary hoof trim. I say voluntary because, as you notice, I utilized this little mound made of straw and a simple towel so that he can lift his own hoof up versus me having to touch him. Because honestly, while we're working on that relationship, it's important to notice the things the animals like and don't like. Jack being an Indian muntjac, a type of solitary deer species, it kind of makes sense that he doesn't exactly seek out being touched. But through that reward-based training program, we can build up that association to be a good thing instead of a, hey, maybe don't touch me today, lady. But right now we're just working on the lifting part, and he did a great job. Over time, we're gonna build up the duration, or how long he holds his hoof up, and then we'll start associating other materials like a hoof trimmer or a file or a rasp, anything that might help keep those pretty toes nice and manicured, essentially. Positive reinforcement training isn't just used for these animals, though. We try and incorporate that program for everyone. It can help reduce stress for medical care. It can help us clean or take care of their enclosures better. And it can also help with educational behaviors, things that helps emphasize and highlight what makes these animals so special. But always, we do it on their terms. We want to make sure they feel comfortable and respected. And just like the wildlife you see out in the wild, you want to respect them from a distance, because these guys are always going to live with us. We want to make sure they understand that we appreciate them, respect them, and want to do whatever is best for them. Thank you for that training demonstration, Zookeeper Lindsay. As she said, relationships with zookeepers and animals are built over time and based on mutual respect. It takes a lot of hard work to be a zookeeper, but I think I can say that it's worth it.
Hey everybody, we want to welcome you to the newly reimagined zoo cafe called Ecos Cafe. We want you to come check out the beautiful animal murals and the incredibly exciting menu brought to you by Christine Silver. Here is another super cool animal mural by Blake Regan in our new Ecos Cafe. Meet Axel the axolotl. All right, this is my favorite mural of all in the new Ecos Cafe. This artist is Blake Regan, Eureka's Artist of the Year. And look what he did. He recreated Bill the chimpanzee. Is that cool with Shasta in the background? Come check it out soon. Cheers, Bill.
And now, I'd like to welcome Humboldt County Supervisor Virginia Bass with a special message about our lovely zoo.
Sequoia Park Zoo. I literally have a treasure trove of memories that have been made here throughout the years. And I was trying to pick of one favorite one or maybe two, and I realized that's absolutely impossible. I mean, how do you choose so few things out of an experience you've had your entire life? But I did want to share one specific memory, while not the happiest, I think really shows how deeply people do care about the zoo and what happens here. And it was 2007, and I remember being mayor at the time, and we were at our city council meeting. And we got word during the meeting that Bill the chimp had died. And while we expected it to some degree, I still could not keep myself from falling apart, which was not exactly mayoral, but it is what happens when you care so deeply. And I'm not the only one who felt that way. It felt like we lost a member of our family. And it's actually really exciting because I understand there's now a mural of him. And when you come to the zoo next time, you get to see a little bit of what I saw in Bill without seeing all of his crazy antics that he used to do, which were also really kind of fun. I think people take for granted how lucky we are as a community to have a zoo surrounded by redwoods in the middle of a city. You're not going to find that anywhere else. And not only that, you have people who care tremendously, whether it's their Bill experience or something else. And it's one of the favorite activities, I think, to take any kid to, any adult to. And I love the fundraising, which is really odd to say, but Zootini now has become my very favorite because nobody's making me get in a dunk tank, which I really appreciate. And I pay extra for that. So I hope, like the rest of you, you'll come up and you have your own memories of Sequoia Park Zoo. And whatever they are, share them with someone. It's really important. Let others know how much you care about this. There's exciting things happening at the zoo. And I think you should be a supporter just like I am. I love the zoo.
Well, go on into the cafe and check out those super cool murals in there. I cannot believe what a talented artist Blake Regan is. He did Bill the chimpanzee that's just every bit as good as Bill the chimpanzee in bronze behind me in Bill's garden. It's like Bill never left us, and really he never did. He's in our hearts, he's in the community's hearts, and we're just thrilled to still have him with us. Hi, I'm Gretchen Ziegler, Zoo Director. I'm here again in Bill's garden, and I want to show you a very cool auction item that is an exclusive piece. We haven't shown an original piece of Bill's art in, gosh, probably 12 years or so. So here is an original painting that Bill did himself. It's unnamed, and it's rather abstract, but it's a really cool, nicely framed, I think it's an acrylic of Bill. As a matter of fact, when we painted with Bill, it was for Bill's enrichment. He really liked to do it. We would give him his choice of paints every day or every other day. He would paint in his night house or on exhibit. We have some really cool pictures of him painting on exhibit. And he'd really think about it too. We'd give him an array of colors, not every color of the rainbow, but we'd change it up every day, and he'd pick what he wanted to use. Sometimes the keepers would put the paint on the canvas in little dollops and let him swirl it around, but I believe this one he did all himself without keeper assistance. And sometimes he'd use his hands, sometimes he'd use his feet. He would often use a paintbrush. And oftentimes he would put some other accoutrements into the work. I have a piece in my office that actually has some straw and things like that in the paint itself. So that's kind of cool textural technique there. We love his paintings. There's not very many left. There's maybe 2 others that I know of at the zoo. So get your opportunity to have an original Bill the Chimpanzee painting. They're quite famous. I don't know how many people know, but Jane Goodall was one of the esteemed visitors of Bill the Chimpanzee towards the end of his life. She came to HSU to give a lecture one evening, and she was very interested in meeting Bill. She'd heard a lot about him. And so we brought her in on a Monday when we were closed, so it was a private audience between Jane and Bill. And it was one of the most amazing things in my career that I experienced. I got to drive her across town. I kind of told her the whole story about Bill and the history and how long he'd been here. He lived at the zoo for 50 years, if you can imagine that, and he had a storied history before he got to Sequoia Park Zoo. And when Jane arrived, the connection between Bill and herself was immediate. She didn't go in with Bill, nobody did that, but she spent about 20 minutes on the other side of the mesh with Bill, and they just absolutely connected in a way that I'd never seen anybody connect with Bill before. And he connected with a lot of people, so that's saying a lot. She really valued the time that she spent with Bill, and then she met with the board and the zoo staff and kind of told us what she thought about Bill and his situation here and his life. It was a little controversial at the time because there was some pressure to move Bill away from Sequoia Park Zoo and into a sanctuary. And she agreed with us that if we did anything like that terribly traumatic to Bill, it might not be good for his health. So she was supportive of what we were doing with Bill at the end of his years, and thought he was a really, really special guy, and he sure was. We miss him a lot. So this is your last opportunity. This is probably the last Bill original painting that we're going to offer to the public. There's just a very small handful of these originals left. So get in line and bid high for this rare piece of art.
Welcome to the Team Ecos Cafe. I absolutely cannot wait to see what Christine cooks up for us. Which reminds me, it's time for a quick snack break and another drink mixing lesson from Mike.
First of all, I want to thank all of you who were able to go out and purchase the bags of supplies for this amazing Zootini virtual event. I'm here tonight to have some cocktails. I hope all of you guys are at home, settling in, looking for this amazing event to really support the Sequoia Park Zoo. And we're going to go through and make us a Blue Otter Water, one of our signature cocktails we've had at Zootini for the past few years, something that people have really enjoyed. And again, for those of you who purchased that bag, you now have the recipe. You can do this at home. It's always a good time to support the Sequoia Park Zoo, and now you can do it from home, and I'm going to show you how to get it done. All right, let's make our Blue Otter Water. First step, silver tequila. We're going to open this up. Yep, it's the real stuff. 4 parts silver tequila. Let me know if you spill a little bit extra in there, it's going to be okay. If your measurement is a little bit off, guess what? It's going to be okay. Silver tequila is in the shaker. Next ingredient, sweet and sour mix. Also 4 parts. We're going to put 2 and 4. Wow, that smells good. To be honest, I'm getting thirsty already. For those of you who are ahead of me, congratulations. I hope you're enjoying it. I hope you took the time ahead of time to make one of these, and this is just a refresher. Next, lime juice. 4 parts. 1, 2, 3, 4-ish. Now, the fun stuff. Blue curacao. 2 parts. To be honest, by the time I get this thing made, we're gonna really need a drink. Last thing, triple sec. 1 part. All right, everyone. And now, our exercise of the evening. All right, let's open this thing up. Wow, it looks amazing. I don't know if you can see this, but it is frothy, it is blue, it smells amazing. If you don't have smell-o-vision, order it now. We're gonna put the little strainer on and pour this bad boy out. And that is it. This is our blue otter water. And yes, I am gonna have a drink. Wow. Folks, if you've already made it, you already know what I'm feeling. This will either keep you up all night or get you to bed early. Thank you. Enjoy your blue otter water.
Now, I want you to pay close attention to the next item. For all of you, you know who you are, that have asked Annette about her timeshare in Mexico. Well, I have some good news from Senator McGuire.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're now moving on to auction lot number 3. But before we do, I need to hear you say, Viva Mexico. One more time, Viva Mexico. That's right. We're going to send you and your family to one of 2 beautiful resorts in either Puerto Vallarta, Mexico, or Cabo San Lucas. Both are on the beach and both are super luxurious. We want to say thank you to Annette for always donating this incredible 5-star package to the auction. I hope you're well, Annette. So here's how it's going to work. You choose where you want to go, a beachside resort in Cabo San Lucas, or in Puerto Vallarta. Once you choose it, you're going to have a spectacular time. It's going to be beachside. You're going to have white sandy beaches. You're going to have amazing fruity drinks. You got your spa. You got your sauna. Multiple swimming pools. This is going to be spectacular. And by the way, just in time for vacationing. And we know you may have to wait a little bit to be able to vacation because of the pandemic. So we're going to bring a little bit of Mexico to you and in your living room. Tonight, we're going to give you, a Mexico to you basket. It's going to have your favorite tequilas in there. It's going to have margarita mixes and these very cool Zootini margarita glasses. And if that's not enough, get this. As a sweetener, the Zoo Foundation board, they're going to give you a $500 travel gift card to be able to go towards your airfare. So let's go to Mexico, Cabo San Lucas or Puerto Vallarta. You get to choose 5-star luxury. Bid early, bid often.
And a very special thank you to Annette for her generous donation to the auction. Our Zoo Foundation is made of such incredible people who give so much to the zoo, and we are lucky to have their support. Now, Lee Pierre Otker has an exciting update from the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation.
Thank you again for joining us this evening. We hope you're having an amazing time. I wanted to take this opportunity to share with you an amazing gift that was given to us this year by the Bear River Band of the Ronerville Rancheria. They are committing to investing in our new bear and coyote exhibit. We can't thank the Tribal Council and their tribal members enough for investing in this amazing exhibit. It'll be an incredible contribution to our community and to our zoo, and along with the Redwood Skywalk, will make us a premier destination on the North Coast.
So another thing we're deeply engaged in right now is the design of the Bear and Coyote exhibit, and thanks to tremendous support from the Bear River Rancheria, this project is actually reality. We're deep in the throes of design right now, and we hope to break ground late fall of 2020, and we should be opening that project summer of 2021.
We want to thank Bear River for having the foresight to invest in something that will support future generations of children here on the North Coast.
Hi, thanks for coming out tonight and joining the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation as they do a virtual Zootini. It's our first virtual event, and hopefully it might be our last virtual event when it comes to Zootini, because we're all looking forward to next year when we can join in as an actual open event. I'm Bruce Sievertson. I'm one of the newer board members, but I've enjoyed the zoo long before becoming a board member, including the flamingos. This is one of my favorite hats. I have lots and lots of hats, but every time I look at it, I think about the flamingos at the zoo. And you too can come and visit with the flamingos. And look for me. I'll have my flamingo hat on. Thanks a lot for joining us. Have a good evening.
We're really looking forward to the new Skywalk. It's going to be a huge addition to the zoo. It's going to be not only a regional and national attraction, we're hoping it to be an international attraction. It'll be a one-of-a-kind experience up in our redwood forest here. It'll be ADA accessible. It'll have all of the different curriculum and ability to learn about the redwood canopy and the different habitats that are in the redwood canopy. It'll also be able to pull you above the forest floor and be able to interpret all of the different habitats of the forest floor. It's going to be a real game changer, so hopefully you guys get into and you're looking to get married soon, because Mike's going to be up here soon auctioning off a wedding there.
Hi everybody, I'm Alegria Sita and I am a proud board member of the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation. This next online auction item is near and dear to my heart. It is the Redwood Skywalk Wedding. We are so excited to provide you the opportunity to be one of the first to say your vows up in the boughs of the redwoods.
All right, this is going fast because we are already at auction lot number 4, and it's another zoo-exclusive event. That's right, this is a zoo-exclusive event involving the brand new Redwood Skywalk. So as you all know, the Skywalk is going to be completed later this fall. This Skywalk is going to be nearly 1,100 feet of a suspension bridge and platforms at the top of the ancient redwoods that border the Sequoia Park Zoo. At the highest point, the Skywalk is going to be 100 feet in the canopy off the ground. And this zoo-exclusive event is all about getting married. That's right. We want to be able to give you and your family the opportunity to be able to get married up in the crowns of the redwoods. If you have a grandchild, a son and daughter, maybe a friend or a neighbor who would like to be able to have a unique wedding, this auction lot is just for you. The way it's going to work is we're going to include an officiant. We want to say thank you so much to Alegria, who's going to be volunteering her time. You can have 35 people on the largest platform, and we're going to cover the wedding night dinner. Yes, the wedding night dinner after hours at the Sequoia Park Zoo. This is a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity to be able to get hitched up in the redwoods on the brand new Redwood Skywalk. You'll be one of the first. Make sure you bid early and bid often on auction lot number 4.
Hi everybody. I just wanted to ask if you're a zoo member. I've been a zoo member for 4 years and I can honestly say that it's one of my favorite ways to participate in our local zoo. It gives us access regularly. I can bring family, friends. My daughter loves to just come for a couple hours and we get so much out of our zoo membership. If you are not currently a zoo member, I encourage you to become part of the membership with me.
Okay, hi folks. Thanks for joining us tonight. It's really good to have you be here and participating in our auction. This is an unusual Zootini for us all, but we're going to make the very best of this evening and hope you stick around and see how successful we can be tonight. I'm Chuck Dominic. I'm a past president of the board, recruited by Jeff Lamery, incidentally, when I first moved here in 2006. But I think the thing that got me really hooked on the zoo was seeing it for the very first time with my then 3-year-old granddaughter. There's nothing like watching the zoo through the eyes of a child. So I urge you to continue to support this. It's a great asset to Eureka and Humboldt County.
My name is Annette de Modena, and I am also a board member of the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation. My story is that I used to live just around the corner, and in doing that, we used to walk by the zoo and through the zoo very often. And one of the times I was walking past, I said, gee whiz, I'd really like to be involved in this zoo. It's such a special place. Well, for the last 10 years, I have been, and we've worked to raise funds to do a lot of very wonderful, wonderful things, including the Zoo Otter exhibit, which is the 3rd best in the world, according to a news paper article we received some years ago. And now we're working on the Skywalk, and that is going to be the most spectacular thing you've ever seen. So please, join us.
Hi everyone, my name's Christine Noel. I'm Education Curator here at Sequoia Park Zoo. Thank you so much for joining us for this virtual Zootini event. I know we all appreciate your support of our little zoo. I think that the Education Department's the best department to work at in the zoo because we get all the fun of visiting the zoo every day with children and families, interacting with visitors and getting to share our love and passion for wildlife. I know for a lot of us around the zoo, we got into this field because of experiences we had as children, visiting our local zoo, going to camp, going on field trips. So it's very rewarding to be able to share those experiences with the next generation. I'm so glad we were able to host camp this summer. And in the spring, we were able to offer lots of virtual field trips. So our little zoo got visited by children in Pennsylvania and South Carolina. People all over the country are interested in what we're doing here. So thank you for your support and hope to see you at the zoo real soon.
Hi, I'm Nikki. I work in the Education Department here at the zoo. I'm a Zoo Activities Coordinator. And I do a lot of the summer camps and field trips. One of my favorite things to do is just get the kids to the zoo and get them interacting with animals, make them really care about it. That way later on in life, they could maybe go out and save the world.
Hi, my name is Hannah. I work in the Education Department. My favorite part about being here at the zoo is introducing kids to all the awesome animals we have and helping instill a sense of wonder about the natural world. Thank you so much for donating in any way that you can. We always appreciate your support from the Education Department. Thank you.
Hi, Zookeeper Lindsay here again, and this time I'm with our northern raccoons, Huckleberry and Sequoia. This is Huckleberry here and Sequoia on this side. These two northern raccoons, you might notice I'm getting a little close with. That's because just like the red pandas and the Indian muskrat, we do a training program with them. And over time, we have built up a wonderful relationship where we are able to come in here and work with our ambassador raccoons. Ambassadors mean that they are helping to teach the locals of Humboldt County about how to care and appreciate our wonderful animals found in our big backyard of North America. Here at Sequoia Park Zoo, we do want to instill a passion for wildlife, including the ones that are kind of more common. A lot of times, people view these guys as pests, and that's really unfortunate because they are wonderful for our backyards. As you can see, they are looking around for the food right now, and they do that in the wild as well, looking for all sorts of good things, including animals you might not want in your backyard, like mice and rats. And also those bugs and slugs that might be eating away your garden. So really they're an excellent part of our ecosystem. Now these two came to live with us, this sibling pair, about 4 years ago. They came from Central Valley of California after a wildlife rehabilitator noticed they had some special things about them. These two were separated by mom by a very nice homeowner who thought she was doing exactly everything correctly. She noticed an adult raccoon in her attic. She thought, maybe I don't want an adult raccoon in there. And she waited till she saw that adult outside of her house and then sealed up the hole. Unfortunately, what she didn't realize was there were several young infant raccoons in there, including Huckleberry and Sequoia. She did the right thing though. Once she realized, whoopsies, I've left babies away from mom, she called a wildlife rehabilitator. The wildlife rehabber took these raccoons in to raise them and hopefully to return to the wild. But unfortunately, these guys have some special motor disabilities. You can't tell when they're just walking back and forth because they've built up a lot of their muscles. They're much more stable now. But sometimes when they get excited or aroused, you start notice the weeble wobbles again. And unfortunately, that means they can no longer thrive in the wild. You might remember if you've been to Sequoia Park Zoo, we have several of these types of animals here, including our beautiful bald eagles, Cheyenne and Juno, who have wing injuries, and Winky, our spotted owl, who also has a wing and eye injury, and Dorsey, the North American porcupine, who has a hip problem. So when some wildlife rehab animals can't return to the wild, if they're good candidates, meaning they have a nice disposition or attitude, they're fairly young and they seem relaxed around people, they can come live at a zoo like Sequoia Park Zoo and help teach everyone about the beauties and wonder of our North American wildlife.
Teaching people about animal ambassadors is one of my favorite things about working in the education department. And now we have Senator McGuire with our last featured auction item of the night.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, this is our fifth and final auction lot. And if you haven't had an opportunity to be able to bid, I want to reiterate, this zoo, this amazing community treasure, we need your support now more than ever. If you haven't bid, dig deep because the animals need our support. This is one of the best packages of the evening, and this is our family movie night for 25 people. Here's how it's going to work. We're teaming up for the first time with the Humboldt Del Norte Film Commission. You're going to be able to take over the green right here at the zoo. You're going to be able to socially distance to be able to pick a movie of your choice. You're going to be able to invite your friends and your family and your neighbors over, up to 25 folks. We're going to have your movie snacks, your hot buttered popcorn. You're going to get your frozen Milk Duds and Junior Mints. You love Skittles. I love Skittles. We're going to give you Skittles. And if that's not all 25 people are going to get an amazing dinner that evening. And get this, adult beverages. That's right, adult beverages. Mama and Papa need their juice, especially in these challenging times. Am I right? So family movie night for 25. All the movie snacks you can eat, all you can eat dinner, and of course, adult beverages for those mamas and papas out there. Make sure you bid early and bid often on lot number 5.
Hi, I'm Matthew Owen, and I'm a proud board member of the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation. There's so many great things here to do at the Sequoia Park Zoo, and in just a few short months, you'll be walking 100 feet high through the trees. As a kid, the Sequoia Park Zoo was my favorite place to go. And when I got older, it was my daughter's favorite place to go.
Wait, a movie? At the zoo. Catered by Ecos Cafe? I need a minute to make sure my husband is bidding tonight. I'll be right back. In the meantime, here is a special video created by the Red Pandas just for Zootini. We hope all of you are enjoying the program we've worked so hard to create. So many people helped make this all possible, from our generous donors and sponsors to the flexible and talented production team. And now, here is the Director of Marketing and Events for the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation, Ashley Mobley.
On behalf of the entire Sequoia Park Zoo and Foundation, I'd like to express our sincerest thank you to all of our volunteers. We have so many animal care volunteers, special event volunteers, education volunteers, so many people who could not be with us here physically tonight. We want to say thank you for your support, and we are so excited to see you at your next visit to the zoo.
Thank you guys for taking some time out of your lives to spend some time with us at the foundation and our wonderful friends here at the Sequoia Park Zoo. I know they've been missing you guys as much as you guys have missed them. Thank you so much. Thank you from the bottom of all of our hearts here at the Sequoia Park Zoo Foundation and all of us here at the Sequoia Park Zoo. Thank you again.
We hope you've had a wonderful evening. A huge thank you to all of you who've shown your support by bidding on our items, which in turn supports all the work we are doing here at the Sequoia Park Zoo. I want to thank all the local businesses and sponsors for your generosity. Particularly in these most challenging of times, it means so much to us. I also want to send a huge thanks to our zookeepers and zoo staff for whom this whole production would not have been possible without them taking the extra time out of their normal work to participate. We truly have an amazing zoo staff who I feel so blessed to work with. Also, a big shout out to our virtual event committee members, Mike Dearden, Kathy Cloney-Gardner, Bruce Siebertson, Sheila Baradell, Annette DeModena, and Alegria Sita for your hard work in making this event a success. Particularly given these unique circumstances, your energy and can-do attitude made all the difference. And finally, a very special thanks to Ashley Mobley, Kate Baldwin, and Alegria Sita, who comprise our Zootini production team. This was a unique challenge in so many ways, and their dedication, creativity, and time spent has not gone unnoticed. I am so grateful for this team. As a final reminder, our auction does remain open through Sunday, August 9th, closing at 6:30 p.m. Again, we hope you've had a great time tonight. Take care of each other, and we will see you soon at the zoo.
you.